Yo, Inca, you want to come out here? All right, so this week we fight Twisted and their team. They have a very scary team. I'm doing team builders again, at least these last 2 weeks, hopefully, to maybe inspire my team, my abilities yet again. Because I know how it is sometimes, you know. Sometimes I make choices and decisions that did not go over well, as you might understand. Their team name, if I remember correctly, should be in the vein of, what is it, the Chicago Boltons? We're both trying to make the playoffs, and 3-3. I think they might be 3-3, 2-4. I don't know. Basically, it's a win-out, do-or-die situation for both of us, essentially. For a lot of teams in this sort of headspace right now, between the 7th seed, which I am currently, all the way even down to the 14th seed, which includes me, Lamborito, Mystic Leafeon, Nikki, Twisted, Pokeneer, Roxos, and RG the Awesome. So yeah, unless everybody decides to somehow fucking lose, a 1-5 team could possibly make it, but I don't know. So we want to sneak in here, win in the last 2 games, in which we do fight Twisted this week, and I don't remember who we fight last week of the season, which, you know, could be something interesting to look into later, which I will grab here on my other screen. Anywho, that's about it for that. I think, if I remember my schedule correctly, because this isn't loading anymore, I think we fight Mystic Leafeon. I don't know what their team is. They are also 3-3. So want to win these last 2 games. We may never fight them in playoffs. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Anywho, let's talk about it. They have Masquerada, Terra Iron Moth, Garchomp, Tornadus Therian, Tinkaton for Alligator, Rotom, Slitherwing, Glaceon, Terracyclizar. I'm kind of thinking Glaceon's showing up high key looking at my team. You know, freeze dry spam is pretty good, and just being a slow but bulky attacker is really good this game for them. I think Terra Iron Moth looks fantastic. Terra Ground, while not optimal, could definitely show up. Terra Fighting could also show up, but I mean, you know, there's not a really perfect Terra for them, honestly, because looking at my team composition, either way, unless you go like Terra Grass or Rotom, even that's controversial. So I could definitely expect to see, you know, I'm expecting like Terra Water, because I would have to bring Sinistcha or make sure that Rotom doesn't die to the energy bar or anything like that. But, you know, Terra Water sounds the most likely. I think Masquerada shows up. I think it has a very fun time. It's the fastest mon that can come to this game, and hits really pretty decently for my team with, you know, like low kick, triple axle, grass move, dark move, pretty easy stuff there. I expect it to be the choice band or boots. It could also bring hazards because I don't have any hazard control, so definitely could make my life worse. Garchomp probably shows up this week. If it doesn't, wouldn't be too bad. I think that'd be an advantage, me. I mean, Spike's really good after Enamorus is dead, or even just in general. Getting off the scale shot or even an SD into scale shot actually makes this a lot harder for us. So that mon is definitely very scary, which we have at least 2 things for that, so it's all good. Tornadus feels like it should be here just because it's a great pivot, great bulky pivot into different mons. Especially just like in general, since I haven't been bringing hazards as much, it could definitely freely run like Life Orb or even like Choice Specs if I wanted to this week, since it is also pretty fast and faster than my entire team. Tinkaton, great defensive wall, great Spadef wall against something like the Enamorus, but also Fizdef wise, really good into like Roaring Moon and such. Definitely helps mitigate things with like T-Wave and such and putting up hazards. So very fucked up mon. And then, like I said, Glaceon probably shows up just because looking at my matchup into it, it's not that great. If I had to pick an alternate mon that wasn't Glaceon or even Tinkaton or even Tornadus, I think you have a slight chance for a Scarf sort of Slitherwing set, but I mean, with 2 ghosts, I don't know if that's going to happen in terms of being able to spam a fighting or bug move. It becomes very hard to do, but it still hurts, so I still have to be kind of ready for that. And then, like, Cyclozar is good. I'll admit, Terra Cyclozar is definitely terrifying. No pun intended, of course, but it isn't the end of the world like Iron Moth, where it can get off in agility and then just start blasting. Terra Electric, Terra Water, either one of those, very terrifying. Again, no pun intended, this game. But bringing an interesting team, and I'm considering swapping something still, but I want to show you the members, at least, of what I'm thinking, and if it changes between now and the battle, you'll know. So, first one I want to introduce is TOXAPEX, excuse me. It is a ChoicePEX TOXAPEX because, holy shit, the Mon is pretty good. At least in this regard, if I get knocked off later, it's not a big damn deal, because honestly, and I mean this, if I get knocked off, it's not the end of the world, clearly, because then at least I can use other moves. But basically, we live the Earthquake no matter what against Garchomp, and Ice Beam always KOs it unless it's like Max HP Chomp or like Yachi Berry Chomp, which I don't expect it to be. I expect it to be Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Earthquake, Iron Head, and like Roselli Berry for an Amorous trying to end game sweep or something like that. And I did want to bring like a Superpower in Amorous again, but I was kind of like, is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. I'm still contentious on that point there. Definitely could be a good late game cleaner, but we're talking about TOXAPEX, right? Sludge Wave, Oko's Meowscarada, and if it's going for knockoff and knocks us off, that's fine. We have Regenerator, everything will be cool. Ice Beam 2 KOs most Tornaduses unless they're Assault Vest, or at least it has a chance. Surf's really good, just general stab, and then Recover, of course, because we're inevitably going to get knocked off by Meowscarada or Tinkaton. Losing my item is not a big deal in that regard, unless Garchomp is not dead yet, then I really want to keep this Mon's item. And for sure, TOXAPEX is really good this game. Anywho, that's a definite member of the team. We have Keldeo, Choice Scarf, Keldeo, Secret Sword, Seraph, Terra Blast, Flip Turn, Terra Ice. Pretty simple stuff. Garchomp is very scary. We gotta outpace it. I don't want to lose the Scale Shot. And Terra Blast, Terra Ice Blast will kill it. And we'd probably have to slow go into it. Like, we don't want to do it too quickly, or else they'll be like, oh my god, he probably is Choice Scarf. Gotta be careful. This could be our lead Pokemon as well, just for flip turn reasons. Because if it's Garchomp versus this, I might Terra Turn one, so they might just hard pivot out into like Tinkaton, which is fine if it's Fizz Def or Spit F, doesn't really matter. Or, I don't know, Glaceon, it's definitely still a bulky Mon. But realistically, we're just here to make sure we can outpace that. But in general, outpacing the entire team with a Choice Scarf, barring any of their Scarfers, is really important here. Seraph's great and pretty spammable here, and so Secret Sword for the most part, so just gotta be careful. Hardware. Originally, this was more physically inclined, but we're more Spit F inclined, so it's a bit of a mix. Basically, we're Rindo Berry Rotom, Thunder Wave, Volt Switch, Pain Split, Hydro Pump. I just changed up the set to not have Lewis anymore, which might be a, game-ending decision, but here's the thing. Thunder Wave is just better for us, right? We gotta slow down this team any way we can. Energy Ball, Flower Trick, Grass Knot, and the moves can do a lot. Trailblaze, I guess you would call it, are really good in the Rotom. And the Rotom doesn't want to take Flower Trick, it'll die. Choice Band or not. Grass Knot, contentious, and Energy Ball fucking hurts. So if it's not Terra Ground, we get out the Thunder Wave really easily into Iron Moth, which allows us to put up a little bit better, more of a game here. Gotta go back to my roots of playing with RNG here, which is why this Rotom set, while really good, has a lot of detail. So 252 and 140 is just the standard Spit F calc. 68 speed for outpacing, no speed at all Tinkaton, which is important. But if it is, because it gets us that first turn, it gets us that hard pivot. But if they go for knockoff and knock off a Rindo Bear and we get off the Volt Switch, we can get a little bit more back going into that situation. Hydro Pump is just generally just because we got to be able to hit something with some move. And in a scenario where we could probably run like Thunderbolt, I feel like Iron Moth not tearing or something like that, I need to be able to hit Garchomp as well. So Hydro Pump is just generally better to have than just pure thunder moves, pure electric moves. Another pretty good shoe-in is St. Helen. 244 in HP and 124 defense, 140 speed. Again, no speed Tinkaton. Fizz Death, Heatran, and Chuckaberry. It was originally leftovers, but changed it, of course. Iron Defense, Body Press, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp. This is mostly because Garchomp and the like can get a little bit out of hand, and also if it's Terra Ground Iron Moth, we eat the hit, and if we are boosted, we should be able to kill it. If we're not boosted, we don't kill it. But you know, still good. Also, like Terra Ground cycles are still a thing. Earthquake from, you know, Slitherwing, Earthquake from Garchomp. You know, if we're boosted, it shouldn't be more of an issue. If we're not boosted, then, well, they don't kill us. We still have to get those Will-O-Wisps and make sure we connect. And that's a big deal here. Connecting moves. Now we get to the two Mons that I'm still contentious about. Betrayal and False Meds. Let's start with False Meds. This is a fucking EV spread, okay? We don't outpace anything at all before we get to Iron Moth. So, by doing so, we are 184 for 352, 148 attack to make sure we get the speed boost rather than the attack boost, which is important. And I just do the rest in defense because we're bulky enough to where that can matter later. Not against like Garchomp and Masquerada, but you know, like for Alligator, if it shows up, I would say I don't actually think it would matter as much because a lot of the physical mons hurt like a bitch. You know what? Spidef it is, because there still is a Focus Blast available on Tornadus. There is still special moves on Glaceon, and even Iron Mon's Dazzling Gleam. So it might help a little bit more to have that 176. But here's the deal. We need Tinkaton. We need to identify Tinkaton's item. Once we identify its item, this will allow us to engage with Roaring Moon as a possible endgame sweeper. That being said, once we get the booster energy off, we get the D-Dance. We have to. Now, if it is not Air Balloon, it's just max HP, and we get off that +1, it dies to Earthquake. If it is that max HP, sort of max HP-ish defense set, where it wants to run enough defense to live that Earthquake, that's different. And that's fine, right? But we have to make sure that these things are accounted for. Gotta get chipped where we can, you know what I mean? So we're definitely gonna be playing a bit of a long con with this. It should be able to sweep after a +1, but I've seen myself lose these, definitely, so I have to be very careful with how I go about that. Lastly, like I said, Betrayal. It's the same sort of set I was trying to run last week, but a little bit tweaked. The only reason this is contentious and why Roaring Moon is contentious is because I feel like we can get away with Uxie this week really, really hard, because, and I'll show you guys this because these aren't going to matter later. I was trying to check on, you know, EVs or speed stats and such, but Uxie has a lot of great coverage this week, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, we can run like an Ice Punch set. We can run a Calm Mind set, whatever it is. And I was like, damn, you know, Meowscarada's fucked up, man. That mon is fucking tricky to deal with, you know what I mean? So we are kind of contentious with, like, if I run like a T-Wave Encore set that's like more special oriented, like what we do we run, you know, dual screens and go from there? Like, there's a lot of things we can do this week, and unfortunately, since I haven't had the most time, it's kind of hard to decide. And you know, I want to run an Amorous, but I feel like an Amorous is just not good enough here with Iron Moth being able to Terra, Triple Axle, Meowscarada, and then everything can have coverage to hit my Mon with. So Uxie is more than likely going to show up over an Amorous. Now, why is Roaring Moon contentious? Because again, you look at the team and you're like, well, there's a lot of options. You know, Tinkaton, Garchomp, which doesn't outpace us, but still an option. But Tinkaton mostly is a very hard mon to deal with this week, and I don't exactly have the craziest facilities that aren't named Heatran and like being able to like blow it up with like just with Heatran or Keldeo. So the idea behind that would be, well, why don't you just bring like Houndstone, bring like Choice Band, and be like Terra Fire or something like that? And the issue becomes that whatever Terra I select, there's always a mon that can fight me. You know, Terra Grass to avoid the crit, kind of like, oh, it does a lot of damage against like, you know, Houndstone, you know, avoiding the Masquerada stuff. Terra Grass, oh, Iron Moth fucks me over. you know, Terra Fairy, just because it would be great to have against like Garchomp and such. Oh yeah, by the way, Iron Moth and now Tinkaton fucking so it's like Terra Fire for that instance, you know, beating Tinkaton. And also up against Glaceon and like Silverwing and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Garchomp exists, right? And it's like I have to figure out what it is if I want to play more of a defensive end game where Keldeo and like Heatran do a lot of the work, and I try and cripple this team the way I want to do, but that requires me to play the S word, a little bit of stall. And I'm not too sure if I want to do that this week, but it is an idea, to say the least. We can definitely run some Uxie shit, some calcs here and there. I'm not going to force Vigoroth this week, of course. It's not good either here, coverage-wise. Sinistra is interesting because it hasn't been good all season, and it is a mon that is, I would say it's pretty hard carried by Terra. So definitely not bringing it this week, and I didn't think I would be because there's a Tornadus and an Iron Moth and such, so not really good mon here anyway. So regardless, we probably will be replacing Betrayal with Uxie. I'll start to give a set before the game happens. You'll hear me talk about it a little bit, and then we'll get right into it there. But let's go ahead and get started against Twisted and their Chicago Boltons. Let's have a good time, and let's get back on our winning ways because we do want to win out. We do want to make playoffs, and we definitely want to. If we can make playoffs, then there's no real reason why we can't try and win either. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the video. We're fighting Twisted and his Chicago Boltons, which, funny enough, the Bears are playing right now as well. Anywho, let's go and get started. He has Terra Ground Moth, which I kind of predicted low-key, and then Terra Ghost and Cyclozar. So we did not really care for that coming, but it's here. Terra Ghost is interesting into my team. Oh, whoa, hello. That's no Garchomp. That is Slitherwing. No Glaceon either, which is actually kind of funny as well. I was kind of thinking Slitherwing could show up, but I was also like, probably not. But, you know, it is what it is. No Glaceon. So we see the Pokemon that we thought we would see, which is Tornadus, Meowscarada, and Tinkaton and Iron Moth. We don't see Garchomp. We don't see Glaceon. Instead, we do see the Cyclozar and Slitherwing. Not exactly keen on those two mons being here anyway, and we didn't think Rotom or Feraligatr were going to be here, so that doesn't matter either. All right. Well, from the people who watched my team builder, and if you didn't, well, you'll get to hear this now. We decided to go ahead with the Uxie, which is a sort of bold, but still like similar to the Rotom Wash set, where it does have investment in Spadef, of course, but, you know, mostly for defensive. It is Cobra Berry with Foul Play, Psychic Noise, Encore, and Thunder Wave. Anyways, pretty easy start to our game. There's only one ground type on this field, technically. We can lead off with Keldeo, go from there. Obviously, if it is Pickpocket on the Tinkaton, that could be bad, but let's just do what we can with what we have. Terra Ice still looks good for the inevitable Tornadus, and that's really it. I guess Cyclozar, technically, but yeah. Jills, you have to Twisted, and good luck to the Bears to pick them to win against the Packers, but we'll see how that goes. Tinkaton is the lead matchup here. I was hoping for Meowscarada so I could just flip turn or something else like that, but, well, no, I was hoping for Meowscarada so I could just Terra Ice off the dome, but, you know, it is what it is. We can flip turn into Heatran here, and then start going crazy, because without the, what is that, Avery? Did I change it to Shaka, by the way? No, it's still leftovers, which makes sense, because I wouldn't do that. I'm going to flip turn. Without Garchomp, Heatran looks even better if we can keep Iron Moth under control, which is very important here. So we're going to try and do that. Do a little bit of damage there as well. I'm just kind of going through the motions right now. We're going to go into Heatran. Thunder Wave, very obvious. Should have gone to Rotom, but it is what it is at the end of the day. We can't really do too much that we want to do, honestly. Nothing wants to switch in on this because that was the main important part. We can Will-O-Wisp if we want to, which would only catch nothing. I think Iron Moth would have to switch in here and expect us not to go for Earth Power. It's either that or Tornadus. Tornadus actually would be a fine switching for them here. I think I'm just going to go with Will-O-Wisp and just check whatever comes in. If Iron Moth comes in, that's completely fine. Ground move is inevitable. We can go into Uxie because it is mostly Spadef, and it also can eat what is that move? Bulldoze. Okay, interesting. We're defensive, so that's good. Does about 100 and I don't know. It does 100 and like 8. I don't know. We get the burn off though, which is important. But Bulldoze, that's an interesting bring here. We are going to be our leftover, so it doesn't really matter here. Burning this is actually very nice for us. I don't really care about being slowed because we edited this because it used to have a little bit of speed. We just kind of threw it into like, you know, the HP defense and Spadef here, so pretty good stuff there. I could flamethrower just to kill this. I don't really care, but I want to keep this as healthy as possible, I would say, because of well, I don't really have to. It's a good sack against like Slithering, but also decently good against like Masquerada and Cyclozar. So I'm actually kind of up. Well, since it's Terra Ghost, maybe not, but still good against Masquerada no matter what. Could go into Rotom and then Volt switch out. Yeah, let's go into Rotom because I really don't care for this going for Bulldoze again. I don't feel like taking damage. You could go for Knock here, which honestly would be fine against Rotom. I'm not going to lie to you here. We are going to see Stealth Rock. I can't believe the Packers are favored in this game in Chicago, but I guess that makes a little bit more sense. No ground type means that we can Volt Switch. They're going to probably go into Slitherwing. Cyclozar. Okay, cool. That's fine. The really funny part about this exchange right now today is that it's first impression Slitherwing that I have to be careful of on this mon here. And that's why I was even running Acrobatics too. Let me just check with our... Yeah, we're running Spadef, never mind, so we can't really do that right now. Even though I wasn't going to, but I have to do it. Always gotta make sure. We could Ice Beam this, huh? We could for sure. If it's special, I feel like we take a chunk. It's not like it's gonna automatically kill us. We could go into Keldeo here and go for like Surf or Flip Turn again, calling out to it being Terra Ghost. We can force him in that situation as well. Sorry, I'm posting my team into the calc. I already know what I want to do. I'm just kind of like speaking to you guys as if I don't know what I want to do. We're gonna go into Keldeo and Flip Turn again. But yep, they're going to repivot, and we're going to reflip turn. They're going to go back into Tinkaton, which makes sense. That's going to be at about like 60-ish%. It is Mold Breaker. I did not catch that about the Pickpocket that I mentioned earlier. We're just going to flip turn again. No real reason not to. This is actually great because as long as we get this dead and Slitherwing dead as well, even this low would be better. We need Slitherwing dead, however. Once Slitherwing is dead, then like... fucking. Also, we named this False Ments, and there's a bad word in the middle of that, so I had to not use that name, unfortunately, which sucks. Which definitely does suck. Slitherwing, if it's like AV but still like first impression, still kills us. Makes sense over here. But we can go right in like Uxie, go for Foul Play, go for Psychic Noise. We go back into Heatran, honestly. Honestly, let's go back into Hardware. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? I will keep you in this spin cycle today. I could just Hydro Pump here and get off some chip. Get some good damage going, but I don't know if I have to do that. Yeah, I'll just Hydro Pump. Why not? They're gonna pivot out anyway, right? Yeah, they switched out. Hydro Pump does not land, which is just unfortunate. Which is cool. We can T-Wave this. I don't really care that I missed. What I care about is what this is going to want to do. It could U-turn as well, which is fine. We get off a T-Wave. It knocks off my Ringo. No, I kind of wanted that, but can I? That's the sound I like to hear. A Thunder Wave that hits. There we go. It is also not Life Orb. He's probably your generator, so that's good. Can I get my health back here and still be fine? Yeah, I think so. Get back a little bit of health, I imagine. Yeah, awesome, cool. Get paralyzed? Ah, you turn. That's good. 199. We're still down a little bit. Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Terraground Iron Moth. That is the mon I need to be concerned about. And then Meowscarada. Uh, 172 is how much that would do from Iron Moth, and then it's Terraground. We still do a lot with Hydro Pump, which is good. Flower Trick's gonna hurt, but we have Heat Trend, so we're not really that concerned. Oh, game has started. Caleb Williams on offense. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna talk about sports too much. I just, I like this. I like watching it. So. U-turns popping out, which makes sense. This is probably gonna be the way Iron Moth goes, too, honestly. We could have just Volt Switch, but I was like, I really don't want to lose Rotom too early. Oh, Slitherwing comes in. Okay. Not too angry about that neither. Can I lose this mon right here? Just asking for a friend. I feel like Heat Trend is fine to lose here. I'm just kind of wondering if you don't go for just regular, like Earthquake kills us, Close Combat kills us. It's just like, do you just go for U-turn then? Like, do you go First Impression? Like, I'm waiting with bated breath to think about this. I think I go Rotom. Rotom's pretty expendable, but so is Heat Trend technically, right? Because Heat Trend's paralyzed. I can't really use it as much anymore. But do I want to reveal that? Because if I reveal that, oh wait, if I like Heat Trend, I can go into Age Wings and then just acrobatics the fuck out of this. I can revenge this right now. Because then he'll have to pivot out. And if he doesn't, he loses the Mon. And then when he switches into Meowscarada, since I'm boosted speed, he won't put. Yeah, okay. I could lose this here. That's fine. Yeah, because nothing wants to come in here. Yeah, of course you're gonna. I should have D-danced, but I don't want to set up for game too quickly. Tinkerton's gonna come in, which makes sense. Dies. Nice. I guess I should have Dragon Dance there just to see, but then Slitherwing's just going to switch right back in and then just go for suppression anyway. So it's a waste of time on my end at least. I can go into TOXAPEX and then see what they want to go for. It's not a bad move at all. How much do we take on hardware? That's a great question. 177 max. It's adamant. If it's TOXAPEX, we take like nothing. And then Earthquake still doesn't do a lot. Then we can go to TOXAPEX. Yeah, maybe I should have brought an Emrys. I don't know. There's a chance. There's suppression. Do a lot. 218 down to 266, I think that was. Let me see. 218. I don't know how much I took. Rocks, calc. Later. Yeah, I'm looking up funny rudimentary things, dude. Are you kidding me? I don't think I know how much that was. Regardless, it didn't do shit. It looks like it's banded though, which is fine. What switch is in here? Without Tinkaton, it's Cyclozar, right? Iron Moth, Tornadus. I'm going for Ice Beam. Yeah, you're gonna U-turn, obviously. Nothing wants to eat an Ice Beam from Specs TOXAPEX. See, and that is the fundamental fun thing about this mod. He should have just gone for Earthquake and seen the damage first. And then he could have U-turned out. Yep, Cyclozar. That thing's paralyzed. Hey, watch this. Fortnite Battle Pass. I could go back into this. Oh god, I could. I don't think he's gonna get paralyzed though. If we can... Okay. I know how we can win this game, and I'm afraid of how I'm going to do it, but I know exactly how. We have to not Terra for a little bit. We don't need our Terra. We need to not Terra. We need to get that damn Slitherwing injured. But he keeps switching it out really perfectly, so we need to be careful. I'm going to switch out. We're going to see him probably U-turn here if I had to be a betting man. Yeah, I think I should have brought an Emrys. I need him to get paralyzed this turn, though. Hashtag, please. Please. Damn, just enough. That's fine. Does first impression kill Uxie? Yeah, I don't think he's banded. I think he's probably like Assault Vest or something else. It does not. So keep Uxie around, Avery. 276 after rocks, we still eat that. Yeah, we still eat it, so it's fine. We don't want to stay in, obviously. We want to go for Encore, Thunderwave, something like that. We go for Thunderwave there, and then we can like Psychic Noise it or whatever the fuck. Is it Keldeo turn? I think it's Keldeo turn. Because then we can Secret Sword anything else to switch in, right? Yeah, but he wouldn't pop Ghost there for no reason. He could Surf there too. Weird decisions to make. Okay, well, let's just win with Keldeo then. We can switch up the plan a little bit. Go for U-turn and get paralyzed. Or just get paralyzed in general, and I don't find out what you do. Easy enough. Because you wouldn't just Terra Ghost here just to Terra Ghost. You're gonna save that for your Terra Ground on your Iron Moth. Since we outpace that with this, we can play this game a little bit to see what he wants to win with, which is clearly Iron Moth, which means we can get Keldeo in just to prevent agility from him. I don't like that lost Heat turn the way I did, but it's like it's Earthquake and I go into Rotom, right? Then you just go for U-turn. Like I'm playing a game of cat and mouse that I don't want to keep playing. We're probably gonna see Slitherwing come back in. Tornadus. Okay, this is going to be a funny one. Why Tornadus? 1, Ooh, good damage. What's that? Ah, he didn't get it. That wasn't even going to be a catch, though, so it's all good. 3 times. Another one of these kills this, actually. Which is nice. We'll do that. I don't have any reason not to. There's not a great switch-in against this mountain no more. This Tornadus was a great switch into it. But now everything's taking damage. He has a double regen core of Cyclozar and Tornadus. I just noticed that is fantastically nasty. Twisted, your name represents you well, my friend. We're gonna see Slytherin probably come in here. No, Cyclozar's just gonna die. Oh, cool. I'll take that. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I missed. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. I missed. It should be dead now, though. Yeah, awesome. Good job, Warren. I should have brought Protective Earthquake, but I really couldn't allow Iron Moth to do anything. I really couldn't. Especially if, like, it had a chance of living different attacks. Which it did with Acro. But, you know. That's what I get. And Chicago's likely going to go for a field goal, which is fine. I'd rather you guys do that than, like, go for it, just like the Rams were doing. Or the Rams did once. I think the Panthers did once as well. It didn't work. Both those teams. But, you know, the person who won that game was... I don't want to spoil the NFL playoff. I'm kidding. Fuck you. It's coming out. The Panthers lost, which is fine. Wilton's going to die here to take concussion. And we just go right back at it. Listen, whoever has more sacks at the end of the day, that's whose dick gets thrown on the table here, right? And if you're going to play this game where it is Slitherwing as your main source of killing me, I'm going to keep playing this game with you, my friend. Okay, so if I acrobatics, that means Tornadus can come back in and still kill us. Which is fine because we still have Uxie. And it depends on if he's max speed or not. So we're going to acro. He has to switch out because he doesn't want to lose this mon. Like, very clearly, he doesn't want to lose this mon. So he's going to go into Masquerada, which he shouldn't, but he's going to go into Torn. Eat the hit presumptuously. Yeah, he's at like 90. Go for acro. Wow! Holy shit, we did a lot. And we're going to assume that he is not max speed. Miss. Sorry to hear it. I also missed as well earlier with my Hydro Pump and my earlier skill shot. So I understand how you feel, my brethren. I do. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm gonna unmute, and I don't think you guys will be able to hear this, but I'm doing my battle right fucking now, and I just heard 6-7 from the fucking commercial. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, bruh. All right, anyway, so I went to re-deafen there because obviously you guys didn't get to see the commercial that I got to see, and it was awful. Just awful work. Anywho, I kept them muted because you know it's you know we're just watching the game. We're watching the game legally in quotations, of course. U-turn. Hey man, you do not want to go into Masquerada here, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You don't want to do it because I also prepped this in preparation for this bullshit I be doing. He really wants to get that silly wing for me. Good for him. Good for him. He's booster. Is he speed or is he special attack? He's speed. Okay. Okay. All right. Not great, but not bad because still Uxie. See? See what I'm telling you, man. What I'm telling you, man. Do we die to Terra Blast ground? I should have probably gone to Uxie anyway, just to scout, but I'm not going to do anything that I agree with yet. Iron Moth. Offensive. Blast. I think we die. I think. Yeah, we definitely do. He just goes with fire damage. That'd be kind of funny. Yep, he does. Okay, so we get up a good save. Yeah, choice specs, man. It's a real good item. He's +1 now. So now he's going to go for Terra Blast. We're going to go into Uxie, and then we can go for the Psychic. Honestly, we can go for Encore, depending on what he wants to do. Terra Blast ground. We took some rocks there. I can't Thunder Wave him. Encore, what does he go for? Fiery Dance? If we Encore him into Fiery Dance, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Let's see. Keldeo does not want to take a +3 boosted Fiery Dance. +4. Let's see. +4 after rocks. +3 can still take. Oh, okay, so we're fine. Yeah, dude, we're doing good. We can just go for Encore. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Ugh. I'm gonna let him take this. Yeah, that's fine. I can Ice Beam perfectly here into Meowscarada too. Let me see something. Ice Beam will kill. He can't pivot out unless he wants to lose his speed boost, and then he has to fight Roaring Moon. Like, this is why I wanted to play the way I was playing, because I was like, let me see if I can win this game efficiently rather than just win it with, like, trying to brute force and trying to force memes or whatever. Because I was like, oh, Vigoroth, and, like, you know, an Emerus and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I have the team composition that complements the style of play I want to go for, which is more of a balanced sort of, like, play to your strengths sort of notion. I think I win, is what I'm saying here. He's going to go for Slug Wave. He's going to lose this one no matter what. We're going to take a little bit. Choice Specs TOXAPEX, man. It might have not got the Garchomp. It got the boost for its gander so far. If you go into Slitherwing, oh my god! Dobbs with the catch. Holy shit. Damn. I do want Caleb to win this damage anyway. Okay, so Meowscarada comes out, which makes sense, again. TOXAPEX, man, you're at 119 here. 39% milk. Meowscarada. Oh, boots pivot. Knockoff is doing 33.5, which is equivalent to 102. And that's boots. Flower Trick will kill. Oh, Flower Trick will do 109 on Jolly? On Ja Rule's name. Give me this Ice Beam real quick. Give me some fat fucking damage, nigga. Yes. 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 Give me damage, nigga. You can keep this TOXAPEX, nigga. I don't even need it no more. I'm so proud of TOXAPEX right now, man. Did what I needed him to do. This game is over with. Okay, he is grass typing right now. If he's just pure grass, does Secret Sword just outright kill Avery? I don't know. Yeah, it should. We don't want to do that. We want to go for Surf. He's not at 30. He's not at 30. Make the Terra Blast play, Avery. Don't complicate things. Do not complicate things. You can win this game right here, right now in America. I guess I should have surfed because Slytherin can switch in, but I feel like that's very dependent on what he values more. And it's like, am I Scarf or am I not Scarf? You know what I mean? I'm Terra Ice. So it's like, am I Scarf or am I not Scarf? He has to play that game right now because I've been flip turning. Oh, I should be Scarf here, though. He does not believe that I'm Scarf. Because, funny enough, the switch out play happens before you turn. And that is a dead Meowscarada. Let's go. I don't know if this is Assault Vest or not, but if it's not, Terra Blast is doing 40 to 47, which is fine. No, that's not Assault Vest. That's regular. We lived on how much? That, do we kill this? Oh my god. We lived on 1 HP. Cement that's concrete, baby. Incog, your boy, takes the win. Played a really methodical game this week, can't lie to you there. Decided not to do certain plays, and it worked out for the better. Gave Roaring Moon a fighting chance instead of just letting it die. Letting Heatran die was definitely not a great choice, but it did lead to me getting TOXAPEX in and out very easily, getting Uxie in, encoring the Sludge Wave and everything else, so definitely led to some better conversations that we can have a different day. But regardless of that, we pick up the W, move up to 4-3. We fight Mystical Leafeon? I hate not knowing niggas' names because it would make me feel bad if someone didn't know who I was and they were about to talk about me, you know what I mean, type shit. But yeah, Mystical Leafeon, their team name, if I can find it here, Avery, is the Toronto Twilight, and they have a oh my god. Palafin, Raging Bolt, Cinderace, Iron Crown Terra, Ursaluna, Diancie Terra, Venusaur, Sableye, Fracture, Charjabug, and Vulpix. Holy shit. We are in it for that week, Scoob. This is going to be an interesting finale, but let's hope that our winning ways can come back and we can win this next game as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out everyone else down below, including my opponent today, who is Twisted Gaming. You have a great day, and talk to you guys next time. Peace.